University Challenge. Asking the questions, Jeremy Paxman.
Hello, tonight is the last of the second round matches. 7 teams have already gone through to the quarter-finals. Only one place now remains in that stage of the contest. It'll go to whoever wins tonight. Warwick University dominated their entire first-round match against Emmanuel College, Cambridge, winning by 195 points to 115. Their weak spots included fashionable handbags, Tudor executions and Arabian geography. Strengths were Indian geography and bald men. Let's meet them again.
Hi, I'm Rory Gill. I'm from London and I'm studying English and Italian literature.
Hi, I'm Harold Weiber. I'm from Woodford Green and I'm studying economics.
And their captain.
I'm Daisy Christodoulou. I'm from London and I'm studying English literature.
Hi, I'm Prakash Patel. I'm from Leicester and I'm doing a PhD in chemistry.
It could have gone either way in the first-round match between the University of East Anglia and Linacre College, Oxford, but UEA managed to scrape a win by getting the last 2 starters before the gong. When faced with a question they can't answer, this lot are quite happy to say absolutely anything, and who knows, if we sit here long enough, it might eventually turn out to be right. Let's meet them again.
Hello, I'm Chris Devine. I'm originally from Colchester in Essex, and I'm reading English literature.
Hi, I'm Francis Hamlin from London, and I'm reading English literature and creative writing.
And their captain.
My name is David Brain. I'm from Southwold in Suffolk, and I'm reading American Studies.
Hi, I'm Alex Fensom. I'm from Honiton in Devon, and I'm reading history.
Okie dokie, the rules are the same as ever. 10 points for starter questions, fingers on the buzzers. Here's your first. The leaders of a small European state attempt to ease its financial problems with a loan from the wealthy Mrs. Teasdale and the appointment as president-dictator of Rufus T. Firefly, in which film by the Marx Brothers?
East Anglia Brain.
Duck Soup.
Correct. OK, your bonuses are on film and literature. In which 1986 film did Jeff Goldblum play Seth Brundle, a scientist whose experiments in molecular transportation don't go according to plan?
The Fly.
Correct. Why has not man a microscopic eye? For this plain reason, man is not a fly. Who wrote this couplet in the 1733 work Essay on Man?
Alexander Pope.
Well done. Mosca, whose name is the Italian for fly, is the title character's manservant in which play by Ben Jonson, where other characters are named after a raven, a vulture and a fox?
Come on, Swati.
OK, go for The Alchemist. Yeah, that's probably
What is it?
The Alchemist.
The Alchemist.
No, it's Volpone. 10 points for this. A major highway of cultural exchange in ancient times. Which body of water gives its name to a type of sea that has limited exchange of deep water with outer oceans, and where the water circulation is dominated by salinity and temperature differences rather than winds?
East Anglia Fensom.
Is it the Bosphorus?
No, anyone to buzz from Warwick? No?
Warwick Patel.
Deep bottom
No,
water.
it's Mediterranean. 10 points for this. Herpestes edwardsi is the scientific name for which small carnivore known for its ability to kill venomous snakes? Rudyard Kipling...
East Anglia Divine.
Mongoose.
The mongoose is right, yes. Your bonuses are on religion, UEA. Associated particularly with the 17th century, what religious appellation did G.K. Chesterton define as a person who pours righteous indignation into the wrong things?
Puritanism? Yeah? Puritanism.
A Puritan is correct. The Puritan hated bear baiting, not because it gave pain to the bear, but because it gave pleasure to the spectators. Who made this observation in his 1849 History of England?
Thomas Carlyle. Sure? Carlyle.
No, it's Macaulay. Describing a Puritan as one who felt a profound sense of responsibility for their own conscience, which novel did the academic Richard Hoggart describe as puritanical in a trial of 1960?
Yeah. Lady Chatterley's Lover.
Correct. 10 points for this. Adiposis is the presence of abnormally large accumulations of what?
Warwick Patel.
Fat cells.
Fat is correct, yes. Right, Warwick, you're off the mark, and your first bonuses are on tone poems. Firstly, for 5 points, Richard Strauss's tone poem, Also sprach Zarathustra, is based on a work of the same title by which philosopher?
Nietzsche.
Correct. Which tone poem by George Gershwin, first performed in 1928, was inspired by several visits he'd made to a European capital?
Something to do with Vienna. I remember Vienna. European capital? Vienna.
No, it's an American in Paris. A painting by the Swiss-German artist Arnold Böcklin, entitled The Isle of the Dead, inspired the 1909 tone poem of the same name by which Russian composer and piano virtuoso?
Russian composer.
Prokofiev.
Prokofiev.
No, it's Rachmaninoff. 10 points for this. In 2005, the Queen obtained planning permission for what installation at Romney Weir on the River Thames?
Warwick Gill.
A hydroelectric plant.
Well done, yes. Srinivasa Ramanujam. Very interesting. Your 29 is one of an infinite number of composite positive integers n which satisfy the congruence b to the power of n minus 1 is congruent to 1 modulo n for all integers b which are relatively prime to n. Which American mathematician gives his name to these composite integers?
Any ideas? Composite integers.
Penrose.
Who's
Penrose.
Penrose. Penrose.
No, it's Robert Carmichael. The 1,729th decimal place is the beginning of the first occurrence of all 10 digits consecutively in the decimal representation of which transcendental number?
Is pi transcendental? Pi.
No, it's E. Having among its writers Ken Keeler, who has a PhD in applied mathematics from Harvard, the number 1,729 recurs in episodes of which television series created by Matt Groening?
Oh, it's not Futurama. Is it Simpsons or Futurama? Futurama. Yeah. Futurama.
Futurama is right. So we're going to take our first picture round now. For your picture starter, you're going to see a flag. 10 points if you can name the country represented by the flag.
East Anglia Fencem.
Spain.
Spain is right. Your picture bonuses are 3 more flags, each representing a Spanish autonomous community. 5 points for each one you can identify. Here's the first.
Galicia? Mercia? You listen to Galicia? I don't want to say Galicia. Galicia.
No, it's the Canary Islands. The dogs are the clue. Secondly, for 5.
Basque Country.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
Is it? All right.
Yes.
Oh, it's the Basque Country.
Yeah, you listen to him. He's right. And finally...
Oh, it's a naked woman. Is it Ibiza? Oh. No. Actually, it could be. Let's go for it. Yeah? Mallorca.
No, it's Andalusia. 10 points for this starter question. The Holy Bee of Ephesus, Peace Through Nudism, and The Happiness of Newts were among the interests of which fictional comedy character, often expounded in monologues delivered from a park bench?
East Anglia Brain.
E.L. Wisty.
E.L. Wisty is right. Your bonuses are on commissions. What name is given to commissions for England, Wales, Scotland and Northern Ireland that are required by law to keep under review the number and extent of the parliamentary constituencies in their part of the UK?
No.
They're boundary commissions. What is the full title of the CABE, the commission responsible for promoting high-quality architecture and urban design in Britain? Come on.
Nominate Divine.
I don't know.
That's a useful nomination. It's the Commission for Architecture and the Built Environment. By what four-word name was the Competition Commission known until 1999?
It's not Monopolies, is it? The really, really big one.
It was the Monopolies and Mergers Commission. 10 points for this. Known as the DFID, which government department has headquarters in London and East Kilbride and is responsible for promoting sustainable development and reducing poverty?
Warwick Weiber.
That Department of International Development.
Correct. Your bonuses, Warwick, are on Japanese prime ministers. Firstly, for 5, Prime Minister in the early 1970s, Kakue Tanaka, was convicted in 1983 of receiving bribes from which US aviation company?
Should we go for Boeing?
No, it was Lockheed. Noted for warm relations with Ronald Reagan, popularly called the Ron-Yasu Friendship, who was Prime Minister of Japan from 1982 to 87?
Is that what Chinese surname is? Yes. No, sorry.
That was Yasuhiro Nakasone. And finally, Prime Minister Keiichi Miyazawa gained sympathy overseas when which US president vomited in his lap during a visit in January 1992?
Definitely George Bush. George Bush.
Which?
Senior.
George H. Bush is correct, yes. 10 points for this starter question. To help the emergency services contact the next of kin of those injured in accidents, it was proposed in 2005 that which 3-letter prefix should be added to essential contact numbers saved to mobile phones?
East Anglia Brain.
SOS.
No, anyone to buzz from Warwick?
Warwick Gill.
NIK.
No, it's ICE, ICE, in case of emergency. 10 points for this. Which fibre comprising tough, flexible protein rich in residues of the amino acid serine is secreted by spiders for webs and some
Warwick Patel.
Spine.
I'm sorry, if you buzz, you must answer. Is secreted, so you lose 5 points, for webs and some insects for cocoons and egg cases. You may not confer, one of you may buzz.
East Anglia Brain.
Silk.
Silk is right. OK, your bonuses are on trees. Its name thought to have been derived from the Norse word for charm. Which native deciduous tree is also known as the mountain ash?
Cedar.
No, it's the rowan, also known as the great maple. Which tree is sometimes called the martyrs' tree after the Tolpuddle martyrs, who met under the branches of one in 1834 to form a trade union?
What? A plane tree. That was so stupid.
An oak tree.
It's a sycamore. Which New Testament figure is associated in legend with the Glastonbury thorn that flowers at Christmas, supposedly in honour of the birth of Jesus?
Joseph of Arimathea.
Joseph of Arimathea.
Correct. 10 points for this. The horizon's gloomy as can be, there are blackbirds over the greyish cliffs of Dover, and the rats are preparing to leave the BBC. Which of Noel Coward's songs contains this lament?
Warwick Christodoulou.
London Pride?
Certainly not. Anyone want to buzz from UEA?
East Anglia Divine.
Mad Dogs and Englishmen.
No, there are bad times just around the corner. 10 points for this. What name is given to the measure of 1645, under which members of both Houses of Parliament resigned their military commissions to permit the formation of the new model army under competent leadership? The self-denying ordinance. 10 points for this. Born 1877, which British physicist gives his name to the term used in stellar evolutionary theory to describe the mass that a cloud of interstellar gas must have before it can contract under its own weight to form a protostar?
East Anglia Brain.
Galileo.
No, anyone wants to buzz from Warwick?
Warwick Patel.
Carter.
No, it was Sir James Jeans. You can't really believe Galileo was born in 1877. 10 points for this starter question. Born 1516, the German humanist Hieronymus Wolff is credited with the introduction of what two-word term to describe the polity centred on Constantinople between the 4th century and 40...
East Anglia Fencem.
The Byzantine Empire.
Correct, yes. Your bonuses are on the multi-skilled. Which scientist was appointed warden and later master of the Royal Mint and caused many London counterfeiters in the late 17th and early 18th centuries to be sent to the gallows?
Roger
No, it wasn't. It was Sir Isaac Newton. Secondly, which children's writer rose from the ranks of the Bank of England's clerks to become its secretary in the late 1890s before retiring on health grounds some 10 years later?
Lewis Carroll.
No, it's Kenneth Graham. Which 18th century American was appointed Deputy Postmaster General in 1753, giving him responsibility for all mail in the northern colonies?
Benjamin Franklin.
It was Benjamin Franklin, yes. Right, we're going to take our music round now with the scores on 40 and 95. For your music starter, you're going to hear a piece of popular music. 10 points if you can name the band and the song.
Warwick Weiber.
REM, Losing My Religion.
Well done. REM headlined the opening night on the main stage of the Glastonbury Festival in 1999. For your bonuses, you're going to hear music by 3 bands or artists that headlined the main stage on the closing night of Glastonbury. 5 points if you can give me the name of the performers and the year in which they headlined. Firstly...
Muse.
Muse, 2001.
No, it was Muse 2004. Secondly...
Should we go for Rod Stewart?
Did he play that?
Well, I don't know.
No, he didn't. He didn't.
What year then?
2000.
2000? Okay, Rod Stewart, 2000?
No, it was Rod Stewart in 2002. Bad luck. Finally...
Basic Jacks. Is it 2004 or 2005?
2005.
East Anglia Hamlin.
Vagabonds.
No, you lose 5 points, but now denotes a long-distance lorry driver.
Warwick Weiber.
Haulier.
No, it's routier. 10 points for this. Using their stinging tentacles to catch prey, the actinaria are rockpool...
Warwick Patel.
Jellyfish.
No, you lose 5 points. Are rockpool animals closely related to jellyfish and coral and are known by what common 2-word name? You may not confer. One of you may buzz, UEA.
East Anglia Brain.
Sea anemone.
Correct. Your bonuses are on zoology. What feature of an animal's body plan describes the division of the body into serially arranged compartments containing similar tissues?
Thoratical.
No, it's segmentation. Which phylum of the animal kingdom is characterised in part by segmentation, an exoskeleton and jointed legs?
Insect.
No, they're arthropoda. From the Greek meaning something arranged, what name is given to the parts of an arthropodan body derived from the embryonic fusion of segments, such as the head, thorax and abdomen of insects?
Fusionist.
No, they're tagma. 10 points for this. What everyday word is made by combining the letters that indicate web domains from Switzerland and Austria, respectively?
Warwick Patel.
SWAT.
No, anyone want to buzz from UEA?
East Anglia Brain.
Oswee.
No, it's chat. 10 points for this. Sometimes in partnership with their husbands, Ray Eames, Alison Smithson and Jane Drew were all noted 20th century figures in which profession?
East Anglia Hamlin.
Gardening.
No, anyone want to buzz from Warwick?
Warwick Christodoulou.
Painting.
No, it's architecture. Another starter question. The abbreviation IPR denotes the rights to what concept, being the intangible result of creativity, such as a patent or copyright?
Warwick Christodoulou.
International patent rights.
No, go on. Anyone want to buzz from UEA?
East Anglia Divine.
Independent patent rights.
No, they're intellectual property. Let's take another starter question. Truly occurring only in mammals, which condition is described as the passing of winter in a resting state of deep sleep during...
Warwick Gill. Hibernation.
Hibernation is right. Your bonuses, Warwick, are on the arts, which novel of 1993 by Sebastian Faulks begins in 1910 and opens with the words, "The Boulevard du Cange was a broad, quiet street that marked the eastern flank of the city of Amiens."
Birdsong.
Correct. Which French composer's long-standing interest in birdsong led him to transcribing it in Réveil des oiseaux and Catalogue d'oiseaux, written in the 1950s?
Debussy? Debussy, do you have any ideas? Debussy?
No, it's Messiaen. The merry lark her matins sings aloft, the thrush replies, the mavis descant plays, the ouzel shrills, the ruddock warbles soft. Which poet wrote these lines in his epithalamion?
It's a marriage song, Flaming. Don't think so. Marriage song, I think maybe.
Any idea?
Edmund Spencer.
Come on.
Marriage songs. Edmund Spencer?
It was Edmund Spencer, yes. And we're going to take a picture round now. For your picture starter, you're going to see a painting of a character in mythology. 10 points if you can name the male figure.
East Anglia brain.
Prometheus.
It is Prometheus, yes, by Gustav Morrow. For your picture bonuses, 3 more artistic depictions of characters from Greek myths. 5 points for each you can name. Firstly, the hero of this myth, please.
Odysseus.
It is Odysseus. And second, the woman in this one.
Leda.
It is, and the swan. And finally, the character on the right in this.
Narcissus.
Well done. 10 points for this starter question. The United Nations University, a central planning agency for networks of cooperating institutions and scholars, has its headquarters in which Asian capital city?
Warwick Christodoulou.
Jakarta.
No, anyone want to buzz from the University of East Anglia?
East Anglia divine.
Tokyo.
Tokyo is correct. Your bonuses are on a German football club. The German city of Gelsenkirchen in the northern part of the Ruhr is the home of which football club?
Is it Schalke?
FC Schalke 04 is correct. Supporters of Schalke 04 are among the crew members of U-96 in which German film of 1985?
Das Boot.
The boat is right. Which religious leader was made an honorary member of Schalke 04 after a visit to Gelsenkirchen in 1987?
Pope? Well, it could be Dalai Lama.
No. Pope.
No. The Pope.
Which one?
Who was the last one? John Paul II.
Correct. 10 points for this. Trained by Henrietta Knight, which horse set a Cheltenham record in 2004, matching that of Arkle, a 3rd consecutive Gold Cup win?
Warwick Christodoulou.
Best mate?
Best mate is right, yes. Your bonuses are on American emperors. From 1849 to 1859, Faustin Soulouque was the self-proclaimed emperor of which island state which had achieved independence in 1804 following a slave rebellion?
Haiti.
Correct. A flamboyant character who wore Napoleonic costume and issued official-looking banknotes that some establishments honoured. Emperor Norton was a prominent eccentric in which city of the American West Coast from the 1850s?
San Francisco?
San Francisco.
Correct. A son of John VI of Portugal, Pedro I was emperor of which South American country from 1822 to 31?
Brazil?
Brazil? No. Peru?
Argentina?
Come on.
Venezuela.
No, it was Brazil. 10 points for this. About 400 light-years away, what young open-star cluster is also known as M45 or the Seven Sisters?
Warwick Patel.
Pleiades.
The Pleiades is correct. Your bonuses, Warwick, are on literature. What links Napoleon's victory over an Austro-Russian army in December 1805 with the birth name of Fred Astaire and a Paris terminus station whose destinations include Toulouse and Barcelona?
Austerlitz.
Correct. Named after its main character, Austerlitz was the final novel of which German author who died in 2001?
W.G. Siebold.
Correct. The Battle of Austerlitz holds a prominent place in Part 3 of which novel of 1863?
War and Peace.
War and Peace.
War and Peace is right. Dying minutes of the show, another starter question. What name is given to the photosensitive layer of the human eye containing the cells called rods and cones?
East Anglia brain.
The retina.
The retina is right. Your bonuses are on prominent Italians. The Opera House of Catania in Sicily was named in honour of which composer, born there in 1801, whose opera Norma was performed at its opening in 1890?
Rossetti.
No, it was Bellini. The Venetian artist Giovanni Bellini was the brother-in-law of which artist and engraver whose 1455 work, The Agony in the Garden, is housed in the National Gallery? Come on, let's have an answer.
Raphael.
That's Mantegna. Give either of the 2 main ingredients of a Bellini cocktail invented at Harry's Bar in Venice and named after the artist?
Champagne.
No, it's Prosecco and peach juice. 10 points for this and 3 minutes to go. Which unit of measurement is equal to 0.0138 inches or 0.351 millimetres?
Warwick Gill.
I don't know.
I'm sorry, you lose 5 points and is commonly used for typefaces. You may not confer, one of you may buzz. It's a point. 10 points for this. In April 2005, 6 Labour councillors were stripped of their office after being found guilty of rigging the June 2004 local election results in which English city?
Warwick Patel.
Birmingham.
Birmingham is right. Your bonuses are on art and archdukes. The Habsburg regent Archduke Albert was a patron of which Flemish painter, born 1577 and noted for the descent from the cross in Antwerp Cathedral?
What's his name? Van Dyck.
No, it was Rubens. Noted for its fine art collection, the Renaissance Schloss Ambras was built by Archduke Ferdinand of Tyrol in which city?
Salzburg.
No, it's Innsbruck. The 1811 Archduke Trio for piano, violin and cello is the work of which composer?
Beethoven.
Beethoven is correct. 10 points for this. Which 3-letter verb means to compress one or more files either for archival purposes or to...
Warwick Christodoulou.
Zip.
Zip is right. Your bonuses are on a London building. Which building in St James's Square gives its name to a rule regarding confidentiality at seminars and diplomatic conferences? Quickly.
Don't know.
It's Chatham House. Founded in 1920, which non-governmental organisation is often referred to as Chatham House, the location of its headquarters?
Don't know who it is.
It's the Royal Institute of International Affairs. Finally, Chatham House takes its name from the title of nobility granted in 1766 to which Prime Minister whose residence it was?
Pitt.
Pitt the
Elder.
Elder.
Pitt the Elder.
Pitt the Elder is correct, yes. 10 points for this starter question. What is the present-day name of the opera company which was founded in 1979 as Opera 80?
East Anglia Hamlin.
Opera North.
Know anyone want to buzz from Warwick?
Warwick Patel.
Yeah, no.
It's the English Touring Opera. 10 points for this. Noted for its collection of Henry Moore sculpture, the Nelson Atkins Art Museum is located in which city of the American Midwest, often a KCM?
Warwick Gill.
Kansas City.
Correct. Chemical elements. Which of the atomic number 44 was isolated by Karl Klaus in the mid-19th century, Latin for Russia, from its discovery in the Urals?
Ruthenium.
Correct. Which metal has the atomic number discovered by Pierre and Marie Curie in 1898 and was named after Marie Curie's native country?
Polonium.
Correct. Discovered in 1939. Which radioactive alkali metal has the atomic number 87 and is named after the country of its discoverer, Marguerite Perret?
Francium.
Francium is correct. 10 points for this. Ostrava, an industrial city in the Moravian lowlands of the Czech Republic, is situated in which coal mining region?
Warwick Patel.
Saar.
No, anyone want to buzz from East Anglia? Quickly.
East Anglia Hamlin.
Ruhr.
No, it's Silesia, and as regards University of East Anglia have 160, Warwick have 165. Well, you couldn't lose by a closer margin than that, East Anglia, but lose you do. Warwick University, you couldn't have left it closer than that, but thank you very much for joining us. I hope you can join us next time, but until then, it's goodbye from the University of East Anglia.
Bye.
It's goodbye from Warwick University. And it's goodbye from me. Goodbye.
Next on BBC Two, a new chaplain for the Isles of Scilly in an island parish, followed by a search for spiritual meaning from Islam at 9, when 6 volunteers